The summer months are the busiest for moving, according to the American Moving and Storage Association. For many of us who have elderly parents who need to move or downsize, this could be a big challenge. Here to help us is Janet Keller, founder of Janet on the Spot. And first off, why did you get into this business?
I got involved in this business because I had to help my own father move, downsize into a smaller space for assisted living. And I just recognize the emotional and the physical toll that it takes on a family.
So it can be a very trying experience. What are some of the things that you need to look out for? You mentioned the emotions, for one. What kind of emotions are associated with downsizing for some people?
It's very difficult for a lot of people. They've spent their entire lives collecting things, building, acquiring assets through their work, and now they have to close the door on a home that they've spent their entire life in, and there's a sadness that goes along with that. But they have a lot of things they have to get rid of.
That is true. Some people, unfortunately, go beyond the limit of what's considered normal and go into the hoarding zone of things. How do you deal with those type of situations? What's your recommendation?
Start getting rid of it now. I brought a few examples, all that glassware, the encyclopedias, silver. Those are items that millennials in particular, but a lot of people even from my age group are just not that interested in. And so if you go ahead and start giving those things away, linens, just items like that someone else could be using. You know, Humane Society, animal shelters in general can use linens and towels and those sorts of things. And there are people that would benefit from the books, the libraries and things. So if you go ahead and get those to those resources now, then that's less to move, and it's less overwhelming at the time of the actual move.
And it's not always just throwing it in the trash. There are donations.
No. We work very diligently to make sure we recycle as much as possible. We use a long list of nonprofits that we work with to make sure that they have first dibs on those things as well. And of course there are some saleable items, but items that we would never not do our best to help the clients.
Okay, Janet, speaking of sales, what do you recommend for people who are going from a larger home and downsizing into a smaller space? As you mentioned, some people living in that home for their entire lives. How do you ease that transition?
Well, I ease it first by meeting with them, and we figure out where they're going, get a blueprint, and decide which items are actually going with them. Then my company packs those items, moves those items, and we decorate in the new space. Then I take a crew and we return to their home and start the process of elimination. Can the items left behind be sold? Should they be donated? Is it trash? All of those items are moved so that the house is emptied, and the greatest asset that most people have, their home, can be put on the market for sale.
Lots of good information there. Thank you so much, Janet, for joining us.
Thank you.
Definitely going to take some of that home with me, but for now, we're going to go over and toss it over to Kaya with some weather.
Okay.